make a short video on a fix that I made on my 2017 Indian Roadmaster. Everyone has a common complaint, and that common complaint is that the windshield rattles. I've come up with a solution for that rattle. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show you how I actually fixed it step by step, but I'm going to show you the parts that I added that have solved the problem. One of them I got from some suggestion on one of the forums, but there was no real pictures or anything to show how it was done. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you the three things that I added. Now, on my windshield, down in the middle, there is, you can see it here, it's a white piece of plastic. You can see it right down in there. It's actually stuck in place by two-way tape. There's two pieces of two-way tape, and what it is a 1/8 thick piece of plastic that I got from Home Depot. It's about 1.5 inches wide, and I cut it. It's about 4.5 inches long, something like that. It's the length of the ball screw housing, and it's just about the same width. And to get it in there, I just removed these screws, popped this off, and I was able to put it up into there and stick it right on the top. And what it did was it took up the gap that was in between this casting and the housing of the ball screw that's down in there. And I know this isn't showing it very well. I'm trying to zoom in and get this to show. Mine is in white. It was white plastic. Again, it's just stuck in place with two-way tape, and it has not moved, and I've run this up and down several times and have not had a problem. Now, what I've had before, and I've noticed on other bikes in the showroom, the windshield, you can take it and pull it up and down like this, and there's about 1/8 of an inch up and down movement. It's on some of the bikes on the showroom, it was a little stiffer than mine. Mine was a little easier to pull up and down, and it no longer does that. There's no resistance from that sliding on that plastic. It only cost me about a couple dollars for that plastic, and I threw away most of it, or actually threw it in the corner. I only needed, like I said, 4.5 inches. Now, the other thing that I did, which was not a suggestion by anyone, but was part of the fix that the dealer did, is they tightened these two bolts here that hold the, let's see if I can get that in here, these two bolts right down here that hold the casting for the windshield, and they hold that right to the two arms, the casted arms that lift the windshield up and down. Now, what I did was I added a nylon washer. There is a gap on either side here, and that was part of my rattle issue. So when I added that in, I didn't change the bolt length or anything because the gap was there. This seemed to solve the problem. So between these three pieces, I no longer have a rattling windshield. Very easy fix. But now, one of the things I would like to mention, again, I'm sorry I'm not going to tear this apart and rebuild it for this video, but I'm just telling you what you can do, and you can, if you have a little bit of knowledge, you can do this yourself. Down in here, this plastic part of the dash here, it's got a hole where the arms go up and down. You're going to want to take some blue tape or something and tape over these holes. I also had to remove these 5 bolts that hold the windshield on, just to get that out of the way. So just the casting was there, and I removed one bolt at a time, but I taped up the hole so that the bolt didn't fall down into this whole fairing area. And you'll want to do that, because once it falls in there, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get it back out. So just be aware of that. I just catch any loose parts falling, and you might even want to do whatever you can so you don't lose these T-nuts. So make sure when you're taking this bolt out here, that this T-nut doesn't fall down in there also. So that'd be the only warning I have. Everything else went together pretty well. It's not the easiest thing to get that little nylon washer in there. I don't have a part number for that, but you can go to the hardware and just find just a common nylon washer that will fit your bolt. Once you take your bolt out, take it up to the hardware store, make sure it fits. Put those 3 things in there, and that will get rid of a good percentage of the issues that you have. I hope that this helped a little bit. I know that some people still have the problem. I don't want them not to like their motorcycle because of this. I was getting to a point where I wasn't really happy with my rattling dash, so to speak. I always hate that. So now it's nice and solid, and it runs up and down just fine. So there you go. Just a little tip for today.